Hi, everyone. This is Benjamin from English Classes Online. In today's lesson, our focus is on how to write an opinion essay, and we are going to look at the key steps in the IELTS academic writing. The opinion essay is one of the most frequently occurring essays in the IELTS academic writing test. Of course, this type of essay question requires you to give an opinion. You are given a topic and then you are asked to either agree or disagree with the proposition. And so that is an opinion essay. So we are going to look at it. Let's get started right away. Now, you need to understand that in the IELTS academic writing, especially the essay writing aspect, which is task 2, you are usually presented with a point of view, an argument, a problem, or just a social situation. You are given something, and then you need to write 250 words in about 40 minutes. Okay? And then you are expected to use standard language. The language should be formal and a kind of academic or university style of essay writing, okay? And you are expected to complete your task in 40 minutes. And don't forget that you have task 1 and you have task 2. In task 2 is where you are going to write an essay, and it carries more marks than in task 1, okay? So you need to manage your time well to ensure that you have enough time to write a high-scoring essay in task 2. Now, having said that, I want us to now get into the details, okay? And I would like you to have the entire screen, and let's look at it together. Now, let's first look at the different types of questions that usually occur in the IELTS academic writing. You have 5 different question types. You have the opinion essay, which we are going to look into today, the kind of essay that will require you to agree or disagree with a given topic or to give your opinion on it. Then number 2, you have problem essays, where you are presented with a social problem and you are to discuss the cause and the solution, as the case may be. Then you have the advantages and disadvantages essays, in which you are expected to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of a given situation or practice. Then you have discussion essays, where you will be expected to discuss both points of view. And then you have double question essays, where you are given a statement of fact, and then you are asked 2 different questions on that given statement. Now, having said that, let's now proceed to, looking at how to write an opinion essay specifically. And we want to look at a question, okay? We want to look at a past IELTS question. And so if you look at this, you see this is a particular IELTS past question. So let's look at it. Some business prohibits smoking in any of their offices. Some governments have banned smoking in all public places. Do you agree or disagree? So that's why it's an opinion essay, because you either agree or disagree with the proposition, okay? Now, these are the steps you need to take. Number 1, you need to ensure that you understand the question. And then you identify the key points, and the key points are as follows. The topic. Now let's look at the question. Some businesses or some business prohibit smoking in any of their offices. Some governments have banned smoking in all public places. Do you agree or disagree? So the topic is banning smoking in public places. You know, is it uh, is it good or bad? Is it good to ban smoking in public places, or is it wrong to ban smoking in public places? Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so that is the topic. You know, smoking should be banned in public places. Do you agree or disagree? So you have to take a side. Either you are in support of it or you are opposed to it. So once you understand the topic, the next thing is for you to understand the instruction, because that is the question. The question is, do you agree or disagree? Which means in answer to the question, you are going to say, I totally agree or I disagree. All right? So that is exactly. So you need to understand the question. And the third one is your opinion. In this case, you don't just say you agree or disagree. If you say you agree, then you are stating your opinion, okay? And then you will give reasons, okay? You will give reasons. Then the third step is to write a simple introduction. And that has to do with taking the background statements and then paraphrasing the given general statement. I'm going to show you how this is done. Then you will also look at the thesis statement. In this case, you are going to give your opinion, and this is your answer, and it is an introduction to the ideas you want to discuss in the body of the essay. Then step number 4 is to write the body of your essay. In this case, you are going to discuss 2 main points in 2 paragraphs. The fifth step is to write the conclusion, in which case you have to rewrite the background statement and reemphasize your opinion. And step number 6 is to cross-check your answer and correct any grammatical errors therein. Now let's begin to look at this. Again, you can see the question here. Some business prohibit smoking in any of their offices. Some governments have banned smoking in all public places. Now, these are general statements. So you need to look at the general statements, and this will form your background statement, okay? And then, do you agree or disagree? This is asking for your opinion. So you begin with the general statements, which have given you the material to form your background statement. So what you do is to paraphrase the general statements. Here you have 2 general statements, and they are all related. So you can paraphrase. To paraphrase means to have a summary of the main ideas you have in those statements. So we can simply say, smoking in the workplace is considered an offense in some companies whose action is in agreement with the law in certain countries where it has become illegal to smoke in public. So you have used this one sentence to summarize 2 main ideas. Companies ban smoking and governments also ban smoking. So that's exactly what you are saying. Then the next thing is to give your opinion. You can say, in my opinion, I agree that banning public smoking is necessary in view of its serious negative health and social consequences. So you can see it's a simple thing once you understand the steps you need to take. And so when we put the introduction together, Then what we have is this. Smoking in the workplace is considered an offense in some companies whose action is in agreement with the law in certain countries where it has become illegal to smoke in public. In my opinion, I agree that banning public smoking is necessary in view of its serious negative health and social consequences. Okay? So that's exactly the way it is done. And then let's look at the body of the essay, how you can put this together. Now, serious negative consequences. This is exactly, there are two things you have mentioned, that will be the points you are going to discuss. You are giving the reasons to support your opinion. You say that it is good to ban smoking in public places for two reasons. One, its serious negative consequences, and two, its social implications. So these are the 2 points you want to discuss in detail in the body of the essay. And this can be done as follows. Smoking in offices and other public places undoubtedly has serious negative health consequences on both the smoker and other people who may be close enough to inhale the smoke. Although smoking could be viewed as a personal choice on the part of the smoker, doing it in public is no longer personal as his behavior affects the health of others. Certainly, it is improper to subject the health of the majority of people to danger simply because of the freedom and pleasure of individuals who may choose to smoke in spite of its harmful effects. You see, you have discussed the first reason. And then the second one will be social implications. So you can continue by saying, moreover, you see, using connective is very important. Connectives are those phrases or those words that you can use to introduce a new idea when you are done with the previous one. So you say, moreover, most people find the smell of cigarettes very unpleasant and disgusting. Experience has shown that people often notice the smell of cigarettes on their clothes and hair after spending some time in bars or offices that permit smoking. In some cases, the affected clothes may continue to smell like smoke several days later. To people who hate the smell of cigarettes, this can be quite embarrassing. Therefore, there is nothing wrong for business owners and governments to prohibit public smoking in the interest of members of the public who may be allergic to smoking. So you see, you have given your opinion and you have also given the reasons to buttress your opinion. And this is the way to do it. Okay? So having looked at that, let's now look at the conclusion. In concluding, you simply rewrite the general statement. And the general statement is as follows. Smoking in the workplace is considered an offense in some companies whose action is in agreement with the law in certain countries where it has become illegal to smoke in public. This is the general statement. All right? Then you also have to reemphasize your opinion. So this is the opinion we already stated. In my opinion, I agree that smoking is necessary in view of its serious negative health and social consequences. Now, this is how you put this together. You rewrite the general statement, then you reemphasize your opinion, and this can be put together as follows. In view of the above undeniable facts, I believe that companies and governments who have prohibited public smoking have acted in public interest. You see, you have rewritten the general statement. You are not writing the exact words you wrote earlier. Then the re-emphasizing your opinion now follows. As far as I am concern, public smoking not only constitutes a nuisance, but also poses great danger to public health. You see, this is the way to conclude, okay? And then let's look at the entire essay and how you can present them. You begin with the first paragraph, and then the 2 points you discuss, we take 2 paragraphs, and then your conclusion will be the last paragraph, just as simple as that. So let's now go through it. Don't forget that the question is this: some business prohibits smoking in any of their offices. Some governments have banned smoking in all public places. Do you agree or disagree? Now, this is the entire essay. Smoking in the workplace is considered an offense in some companies whose action is in agreement with the law in certain countries where it has become illegal to smoke in public. In my opinion, I agree that banning public smoking is necessary in view of its serious negative health and social consequences. Smoking in offices and other public places undoubtedly has serious negative health consequences on both the smoker and other people who may be close enough to inhale the smoke. Although smoking could be viewed as a personal choice on the part of the smoker, doing it in public is no longer personal, as his behavior affects the health of others. Certainly, it is improper to subject the health of the majority of people to danger simply because of the freedom and pleasure of individuals who may choose to smoke in spite of its harmful effects. Moreover, most people find the smell of smoke very unpleasant and disgusting. Experience has shown that people often notice the smell of cigarettes on their clothes and hair after spending some time in bars or offices that permit smoking. In some cases, the affected clothes may continue to smell like smoke several days later. To people who hate the smell of cigarettes, this can be quite embarrassing. Therefore, there is nothing wrong for business owners and governments to prohibit public smoking in the interest of members of the public who may be allergic to smoking. In view of the above undeniable facts, I believe that companies and governments who have prohibited public smoking have acted in public interest. As far as I'm concerned, public smoking not only constitutes a nuisance, but also poses great danger to public health. So, and this brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you understood the simple procedure that you need to take whenever you are given this type of question to attempt in the IELTS writing. So I want to say that if you have any question and if you have any suggestions or comments, you can leave them in the comments section below. Essay types, other types of essay questions in subsequent lessons. So I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Goodbye for now and remain blessed.